Hello, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Thirsty Soul. I have brought Thirsty Soul outside today. It's like, you know what, I need a different environment, I need a different vibe. And I think with the topic I'm talking about today, being outside, hearing nature, being in nature, hearing the birds chirp, I think is the perfect environment for me to talk about mindfulness. So, if any of you do not know what mindfulness is being aware, being consciously aware in the present moment. So, it's paying attention in the present moment without any judgment, just learning to enjoy the moment. And mindfulness can be practiced in different ways, through breathing exercises, through even just sitting down and just enjoying your environment. It comes from a Buddhist tradition, which kind of scares a lot of people. They think, oh, do I have to be Buddhist? No, I think us as Muslims, we practice so much forms of mindfulness without us even realizing it. I've been going to some mindfulness classes lately, and I think it's really helped me enhance my deed and just being able to not be so absorbed in my thoughts and just enjoy being me and being wherever I am in life or even at that moment. So I think in our tradition as Muslims, even when you look at the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was always before he became a prophet, he would be in cave Hira and he would just meditate and he would just think about God, and that really helped him to connect with Allah even before he knew that he was a prophet and before he knew Islam even existed. He was just connecting with God by just being in seclusion and just connecting with Allah, connecting with himself. And in my mindfulness practice, I've been trying to just be aware of the present moment. For instance, just when I walk to work, I'll just be thinking about, not even thinking, sorry, I would just be paying attention to the birds or just look at the trees, look at the different colors of the leaves. Have you ever just thought to just notice the different colors of the leaf? And I noticed that although I've been taking this walk for basically a year, there were so many things I didn't notice that I just walked past because I was so absorbed in my own mind and in my own thoughts, and I wasn't enjoying my environment. I wasn't just paying attention to the little things. And as Muslims, Allah is constantly telling us, pay attention to nature. The signs of me are in nature, the signs of me are all around you. And I always just think of Surah Al-Mulk when I think about that, when Allah talks about, have you not seen, look at the sky, do you see any cracks? Your sight will come back to you in a state of humiliation. And Allah is basically saying, look at you. If you want to know I exist, look all around you. The signs are all around you all the time. And even when I think about the Quran means recitation. And if you read the Quran in its correct tajweed recitation, what are you doing? You're controlling your breath, you're controlling your breathing. You have high notes, you've got your mads, you've got low notes. After every ayah, you have to stop. Allah is asking you to stop and reflect. And if you read the Quran properly, you are practicing breath control, you are reflecting on what Allah is saying. Even when Allah is angry or saying something we don't like, there tends to be more of the stronger letters or the higher notes. Paying attention to all these things can completely change our relationship with Islam and completely change our relationship with our deen. So I think there's so much of mindfulness that we can use on a day-to-day basis. Even another thing is dhikr. Dhikr is an amazing way to remember Allah, and all the, whether it's dhikr through the like Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar, or it's remembering the names of Allah. That's another amazing thing, a way of doing dhikr, because all the attributes of Allah He has put within us. And when you try and remember the attributes of Allah, think about what you've done that is that shows mercy. For instance, Rahman, what have you done that shows mercy? What are you appreciative of that Allah has shown us, that you think Allah has been merciful to you with? For instance, in the Quran, Allah says something like, I breathed into him, man, when he created us, I breathed into him and I put my breath in him. And that shows that we do have Allah's attributes in us. And Allah uses the word nafs, which the root meaning of nafs is breath. And breath is basically life. If someone is dying, you would resuscitate someone, or yeah, you would resuscitate someone, and if someone's alive, the sign is that they are breathing. So just controlling our breathing can give us so many things, because so many good attributes. When we're angry, we tend to, our breathing is heavy, our parasympathetic system is on alert, flight and flight is on alert, the heartbeat is accelerating. But when you're calm, if I just breathe in now, I breathe out, already I feel like talking to you in a much calmer way. Already I feel like, oh wow, my breath is controlled, I'm feeling calmer. So, sometimes when you're angry or this, just breathe in and breathe out. Learn to control your breath. Learning to control your breath is an amazing way of putting that calmness into your life and remembering Allah. And going on about dhikr that I missed out on one point, is that, for instance, when we're all doing our tasbeehs, when we finish salah, what I try and do now to be mindful, I look at my hand and I think alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, and I pay attention to my fingertips, and I'm like, wow, look at this hand. I'm a designer baby. I was designed by Allah, and nobody has these fingertips that I do. Nobody has the hands that I do. So it helps with the alhamdulillah. It helps with that thanks, because you say thank you to Allah. Then you say glory be to Allah that He has made me. Then Allahu Akbar, Allah is greater than all of this, and He has created all of this. I think it can just enhance your level of dhikr, because most of the times we're just like alhamdulillah, 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 and we're not even paying attention to what Allah is trying to show us, and we should just say alhamdulillah. Take a deep breath in, out, another alhamdulillah. You do your 33s slowly, step by step, one by one. I think this can really enhance so much for us. So yeah, I think that kind of, let me think if I've forgotten anything. I think that kind of summarizes briefly the things that I've learned on mindfulness, and also how I think we can utilize it in our deen. Please share with me if you think this is useful. Comment below, subscribe, tell me how you use mindfulness or you don't use mindfulness in your life, and how you think Islam and mindfulness can combine together and help us, become better Muslims, inshallah. So thank you so much for listening to me today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bye.